Imagine living in a world where your happiness isn't tied to the validation or affection you receive from others. A life where missed calls, longing glances, or affectionate messages don't dictate your emotional state. This isn't some distant ideal or an ancient story. It's a reality that Stoicism, a philosophy developed over 2,000 years ago, teaches us to create in our lives today. Stoicism empowers us to find inner peace and lasting happiness that isn't easily swayed by external circumstances. In love and relationships, many of us find ourselves yearning for attention and validation, often equating it with happiness. Stoicism, however, introduces a surprising and counterintuitive approach. By focusing on self-improvement, cultivating emotional independence, and embracing the present moment without attachment, we become more grounded and fulfilled within ourselves. And paradoxically, by letting go of this need for validation, we often become more attractive to others. In this way, Stoicism helps us live more authentically, allowing us to cultivate meaningful relationships from a place of genuine fulfillment. In our quest for happiness, it's all too easy to seek external validation, looking to others to confirm our self-worth. We might measure ourselves by how others react to us, especially in relationships. Stoicism provides an empowering alternative, guiding us to focus on what is within our control, our thoughts, actions, and reactions. Conversely, the feelings and behaviors of others remain outside our influence. This doesn't mean becoming cold or detached. Instead, it's about realizing that true contentment and self-worth come from within, not from someone else's approval or affection. When we base our happiness on whether someone misses us or gives us attention, we surrender our emotional power. We risk becoming reactive to their behavior, leading to emotional instability and even dependence on others for our self-worth. Stoicism offers tools to sidestep this trap, helping us build a character founded on self-growth, resilience, and personal achievements. By cultivating core virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation, we create a strong, resilient character that finds joy in self-improvement and personal accomplishments. These virtues allow us to ground our happiness within, where it isn't dependent on fleeting validation from others. Stoicism doesn't encourage us to withdraw from relationships or suppress our emotions, but instead promotes building connections based on respect, shared values, and independence rather than dependency. Ironically, by focusing on our own growth and self-improvement, we often become more intriguing and attractive to others. People are naturally drawn to those who are confident, passionate, and content within themselves. In other words, the less we focus on making someone miss us, the more likely it is to happen simply because we are living our best, most authentic lives. A core tenet of Stoicism is emotional independence, which means building a life where our happiness doesn't hinge on external validation. This doesn't imply isolation or emotional detachment, but developing resilience that protects us from the highs and lows that come from dependence on others. Stoicism emphasizes that our emotional responses to external events are within our control, even if the events themselves are not. This principle is immensely empowering. It means that ultimately, we hold the key to our emotional well-being. When we cultivate this independence, we experience a form of emotional stability that allows us to handle life's uncertainties with poise. Imagine not feeling the need to constantly seek validation from others or worry about what others think of you. Instead, you rely on your own inner strength for confidence and self-worth. Consider this. When happiness is anchored within, we avoid the roller coaster of emotions that come from relying on someone else's actions for our sense of worth. Instead of hoping for missed calls or affectionate messages, we cultivate joy in our growth, pursuits, and self-discovery. This doesn't mean we stop caring for others, but rather allows us to connect with them from a place of confidence and stability, unclouded by emotional neediness. By fostering emotional independence, we enable ourselves to build healthier, more fulfilling relationships. Stoicism teaches that while we can love and care for others, our happiness should not depend on their presence or approval. This perspective allows us to engage in relationships built on mutual respect and understanding, rather than dependency or the fear of being alone. A significant part of Stoic philosophy is learning to embrace the present moment without becoming overly attached to outcomes. It's easy to become attached to how others feel about us, constantly seeking reassurance that we're valued and loved. But by focusing too much on what others think of us, we risk missing the beauty of the present moment and the opportunity for genuine connection. Stoicism teaches us to live mindfully, fully appreciating each moment as it comes, rather than allowing anxieties about the future or regrets from the past to dominate our thoughts. This way of living enables us to engage more fully with others, unburdened by fears of judgment or disappointment. When we're less concerned with whether someone will miss us tomorrow, we free ourselves to value our time with them today. Each interaction becomes more meaningful because we're present, focused, and not distracted by an emotional need for reassurance. Living in the present helps us let go of unnecessary anxieties and opens us to more sincere, balanced relationships. At the heart of Stoicism is the pursuit of self-mastery, which involves developing the discipline to manage our thoughts, emotions, and desires. Relationships can stir up intense emotions, making it easy to let our feelings dictate our actions. But Stoicism teaches us that real resilience comes from mastering our inner world rather than allowing external circumstances to dictate our emotional responses. By practicing self-mastery, we learn to respond thoughtfully to our feelings rather than react impulsively. This approach enables us to remain composed, even in situations that might normally trigger longing, jealousy, or insecurity. Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotions. It's about learning to observe them without allowing them to control us. With consistent practice, we become less reactive and more grounded in our values and intentions. Resilience and self-mastery not only improve our personal well-being, but also make us more attractive and trustworthy to others. When we are steady in our emotions and confident in ourselves, we create a sense of security that others naturally appreciate. People are often drawn to individuals who are emotionally balanced and self-assured because they bring stability and support to their relationships. In this way, cultivating resilience and self-mastery becomes an essential part of building connections that are fulfilling and meaningful. Stoic virtues, wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation are more than abstract principles. They are practical qualities that enrich our relationships and make us more attractive to others. When we focus on living virtuously and cultivating these qualities, we develop a character that is worthy of admiration, respect, and trust. Wisdom helps us act with thoughtfulness, making our interactions more meaningful. Courage allows us to confront relationship challenges honestly, rather than avoiding difficult conversations. Justice ensures we treat others with fairness and respect, fostering trust. Moderation keeps us balanced, preventing us from becoming overly attached or driven by neediness. These virtues strengthen our character and naturally attract people who value us for who we are. Relationships that are grounded in virtue and mutual respect tend to be deeper and more fulfilling than those based on fleeting attraction or validation seeking. By cultivating these virtues, we not only improve ourselves, but also create a foundation for connections that transcend superficial attraction. One of the paradoxes of Stoic practice is that by focusing on self-improvement and emotional independence, we inadvertently make ourselves more attractive. When we stop trying to make others miss us, we become more centered, resilient, and content individuals. This inner fulfillment and confidence radiate outward, drawing others to us. Stoicism encourages us to live authentically, finding joy in our journey without relying on the approval of others. When we embrace this mindset, we naturally exude confidence and self-assuredness. People are attracted to those who are comfortable with themselves and confident in their worth. Paradoxically, the less we seek attention, the more likely we are to receive it. By focusing on becoming our best selves, rather than strategizing to gain validation, we create a lasting impact. This authenticity is one of the most attractive qualities we can possess, encouraging others to appreciate and value our presence in their lives. Ultimately, Stoicism teaches that true happiness and meaning are found within ourselves. This doesn't mean rejecting relationships or suppressing desires, but rather approaching life and connections from a place of internal stability and resilience. Stoicism encourages us to focus on living with virtue, integrity, and wisdom, rather than seeking happiness solely in external achievements or validation. The goal of Stoicism is not to deny our natural desire for connection, but to remind us that our self-worth and happiness aren't dependent on others. By living according to Stoic principles, we gain the tools to create a fulfilling life, forming genuine relationships while maintaining a strong sense of self. The Stoics recognized early on that much of our frustration, anxiety, and even despair stems from our constant attempts to control the uncontrollable. We often invest a tremendous amount of energy in trying to shape circumstances, outcomes, and even other people's actions to suit our desires, only to find that much of it lies beyond our influence. This realization is not meant to dishearten us. Instead, it offers a powerful liberation from the self-imposed chains of unattainable expectations. Embracing the Stoic philosophy of relinquishing the desire for control is not about becoming passive or indifferent. Rather, it's about redirecting our focus and energy toward the one arena where we hold genuine power, our internal world. In the realm of our perceptions, decisions, and reactions, we have true control. This is the space where we can cultivate virtues like patience, understanding, resilience, and empathy. Stoicism teaches us to focus on this internal sphere, where we can influence our mindset and response to life's challenges. By practicing self-mastery, we experience a sense of peace and satisfaction that remains unaffected by the unpredictability of the world around us. The Stoics saw this as an empowering shift, encouraging us to stop trying to control every aspect of our lives, and instead to concentrate on developing the strength and flexibility needed to handle whatever comes our way. Letting go of control in the Stoic sense involves accepting the natural flow of events. This acceptance is grounded in understanding the distinction between our efforts and their outcomes. While we can and should strive to shape the former, the latter often lies outside our influence. This approach doesn't undervalue effort or diligence. Instead, it places these qualities within a healthier frame. When we align our actions with our values and release our attachment to specific results, we experience life more authentically, engaging fully with the present moment without the constant pressure of controlling every detail. This shift frees us from unnecessary stress and allows us to approach our goals with genuine purpose rather than rigid expectations. The Stoic mindset encourages us to view each moment as an opportunity for growth and acceptance. By questioning our deep-seated beliefs about control, success, and security, we often uncover a deeper truth. Our true strength lies not in exerting power over external events, but in cultivating mastery over our inner world. Stoicism urges us to challenge the idea that we need complete control to be happy or fulfilled. Instead, it teaches us that peace comes from knowing we can face any situation with grace and resilience, regardless of the outcome. In practical terms, letting go of the desire for control means embracing flexibility and adaptability. It means being open to the unexpected, finding the courage to face uncertainties calmly, and responding to life's challenges with grace. Rather than perceiving obstacles as threats, we can learn to see them as opportunities for personal growth and self-discovery. By incorporating this Stoic principle into our lives, we often find that our relationships deepen, our stress levels decrease, and our appreciation for the present moment increases. We come to understand that control is not the key to happiness. Instead, balance, acceptance, and inner harmony are. Letting go of control, as taught by Stoicism, is not about relinquishing power, but about reclaiming it in its most potent form. This journey toward inner freedom leads to a profound transformation in how we perceive and interact with the world. By focusing on what we can control, we free ourselves from the relentless pursuit of certainty and security. We learn to find stability within ourselves, developing a resilience that allows us to navigate life's uncertainties without becoming overwhelmed. This internal strength becomes our anchor, helping us stay grounded and balanced no matter what external circumstances we face. As we embark on this journey of relinquishing control, we uncover a life shaped not by the external validation of control, but by the internal validation of peace, resilience, and a deep, abiding sense of purpose. Stoicism teaches us that true fulfillment doesn't come from manipulating or controlling our environment, but from aligning our actions with our deepest values. This philosophy offers a path to genuine contentment, guiding us through life's ebb and flow with grace and composure. By focusing on what truly matters, we cultivate an unshakable peace that cannot be disrupted by external events. The practices and exercises associated with Stoicism aren't just abstract ideas, but are practical tools that can be woven into our daily lives. These principles help us transform life's challenges into opportunities for growth and self-understanding. By embracing Stoicism, we're not simply learning to detach from outcomes that lie beyond our control. We're also learning to cherish the present moment, to appreciate its beauty and simplicity, and to form connections with others that are meaningful and rich in virtue. Living according to Stoic principles helps us cultivate an inner sanctuary of peace that remains steadfast, regardless of the storms that rage outside. This journey toward a Stoic way of life doesn't promise freedom from hardship or pain. Instead, it offers something far more valuable: the strength to face adversity with courage, the wisdom to choose actions aligned with virtue, and the serenity to accept what we cannot change. By focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, decisions, and responses, we develop a resilience that allows us to engage with life fully and meaningfully. Stoicism teaches us that while we may not have control over the external world, we always have the power to shape our perceptions, decisions, and reactions. This inner focus transforms our perspective on happiness, success, and fulfillment. As we incorporate Stoic principles into our lives, we begin to see that true contentment doesn't arise from external accolades or possessions, but from living in accordance with our values and virtues. In this discovery lies the key to a life of profound meaning and joy. This ancient philosophy offers more than a set of rules. It presents a comprehensive approach to living a life of wisdom, resilience, and peace. Stoicism reminds us to focus on what genuinely matters and to approach the natural ebb and flow of life with grace and composure. The exercises and principles of Stoicism can become daily practices that ground us, helping us transform challenges into moments of growth and insight. By embracing Stoicism, we learn not only to detach from uncontrollable outcomes, but also to engage fully with the present moment, to recognize its beauty and simplicity, and to foster relationships that are rich in meaning and virtue. The Stoic journey emphasizes creating an inner sanctuary that remains unshaken by external circumstances. This path does not promise a life free from challenges or sorrow, but it offers something much greater: the courage to face adversity, the wisdom to choose actions rooted in virtue, and the serenity to accept what we cannot change. This mindset teaches us that while we cannot control everything in the world around us, we can always govern our perceptions, thoughts, and actions. As we embrace Stoic principles, our understanding of happiness, success, and fulfillment begins to shift, revealing a contentment that is rooted in our inner values. In recognizing that external validation or control does not define our worth, we liberate ourselves from the constant need to manage everything around us. This freedom allows us to focus on cultivating inner peace, resilience, and a sense of purpose. The Stoic path is a journey inward, an exploration of the self, and an alignment with values that bring genuine fulfillment. By nurturing our inner world, we become better equipped to navigate life's challenges with balance, calm, and strength. The journey toward a Stoic life is a journey toward inner freedom, marked by resilience, a profound sense of purpose, and an unshakable peace that withstands life's storms. As we incorporate these Stoic teachings, we uncover the transformative power of letting go of control, leading us toward a life filled not with fleeting achievements, but with a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Stoicism invites us to explore this path and to continue growing, reminding us that the most significant journey is the journey inward. Thank you for joining the journey into Stoic wisdom, a journey that leads us inward to discover self-worth, resilience, and inner peace. Through the timeless insights of Stoicism, we explore what it means to live with purpose, to find happiness within, and to cultivate a life rooted in our deepest values.